The median household income in the United States is roughly $83,000 a year. Historically, that number came with a clear promise: a house, a reliable car, and a solidly stable middle-class life. But for millions of modern families, $83,000 feels impossibly tight. A single broken alternator, an unexpected rent hike, or a trip to the ER easily turns a normal month into a financial crisis. This chart tracks exactly where that median income goes. Starting with $83,000, we first have to subtract federal, state, and payroll taxes. The actual take-home pay drops to the mid-$60,000 range. That is the entire pool of available money. For a family renting in a major city, housing claims easily $28,000 a year. Add mandatory transportation, factoring in fuel, insurance, maintenance, and car payments, and another $10,000 is gone. Then comes the medical toll. Employer-sponsored health insurance requires workers to contribute around $6,800 out of pocket. Add a conservative $20,000 for center-based childcare for 2 kids, and the budget officially goes mathematically negative. None of those expenses are optional lifestyle choices. The car is required to reach employment. The childcare is required so both parents can work. Economists call these fixed costs, the mandatory, recurring financial toll you pay simply to be a functional participant in the modern economy. Before buying a single grocery item, paying a utility bill, or saving a single dollar, a family earning the median U.S. income is completely tapped out. The baseline price of survival has detached from the wages meant to sustain it. Yet, according to the U.S. government, this tapped-out household is doing incredibly well. In fact, they earn more than double the official poverty line for a family of 4, which sits at just over $31,000 a year. That $31,000 benchmark dates back to the early 1960s. An economist named Molly Orshansky needed a mathematical way to measure deprivation. Data showed families spent 1/3 of their income on food. Multiplying a minimal grocery budget by 3 created the official poverty line. That worked when housing was cheap. Today, food is just 8% of a budget, closer to 1/12, while housing consumes the rest. In the 1960s, a median home cost just under 3 times a family's annual income. Today, the national average is closer to 5 times. In coastal markets like Los Angeles or San Francisco, home prices frequently exceed 10 to 12 times the median local wage. If you update Orshansky's original formula to reflect what food actually represents as a share of modern spending, the implied poverty threshold for a family of 4 wouldn't be $31,000. It would land somewhere around $130,000. So if the yardstick is off by nearly $100,000, why doesn't the government simply rewrite the formula to reflect current spending data? The answer comes down to the federal budget. The United States currently runs a massive safety net, with Medicaid and SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, supporting over 100 million Americans at a cost of roughly $1 trillion every single year. That outdated poverty line acts as the strict legal gateway into these programs. If you pull the math into the 21st century, millions of struggling middle-income citizens would instantly qualify for federal health care, food assistance, and childcare subsidies. The calculation remains frozen in 1969. Keeping the line artificially low prevents a massive, immediate expansion of federal spending, effectively capping the number of citizens eligible for help. This graph maps an income ladder starting at $16,000, where a parent qualifies for childcare subsidies. Watch what happens with a 50-cent raise. Crossing the eligibility threshold instantly vanishes that childcare support. A tiny pay bump sends net disposable income crashing downward. Earning more gross pay results in significantly less disposable income. The system perversely punishes upward mobility, trapping workers in a gap where they earn far too much to qualify for assistance, but far too little to absorb market prices. We got a rare glimpse of what happens when mandatory participation costs disappear. In early 2020, the pandemic shut down commuting and closed childcare. With the daily toll of transit, fuel, and external childcare erased from the ledger, the United States personal savings rate surged to nearly 32%, the highest level ever recorded. Government stimulus checks played a clear role, but the core driver was the sudden lack of obligatory spending. Millions of stretched households finally had a buffer, proving exactly how much of a modern budget goes strictly towards the physical cost of showing up to work. Today, national income data shows a growing share of households earning above $150,000 a year. On paper, this is often interpreted as progress, fewer people struggling, and a middle class graduating into wealth. But after factoring in housing, required vehicles, insurance premiums, and childcare, $150,000 does not buy luxury. In most high-cost cities, it merely provides the basic functional stability that $83,000 used to cover. While a stable life with a house and a family remains possible, the actual price of admission has climbed to $150,000. The official benchmark simply refuses to acknowledge the new price tag.